In my quest to absorb as much Nintendo Switch 2 news as possible, like an insatiable human sponge, I stumbled across a rather compelling post on X. The post, by Thunderstash Gaming, attempts to narrow down the Nintendo Switch 2 release date using logic patterns and solid research. And you know what? I think I might be convinced. But let's cut to the chase. Thunderstash Gaming believes the Nintendo Switch 2 release date is May 15th. But how did he reach that conclusion? Well, first up is perhaps the weakest argument in Thunderstash's prediction. Doom the Dark Ages releases on May 15th, and it could be a Nintendo Switch 2 launch title. Both Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal came to Nintendo Switch, suggesting a Doom the Dark Ages port is likely for Nintendo's upcoming hardware, and Microsoft has already pledged to support the Nintendo Switch 2. Next, we need to look at the timing of the Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on events. The events run from April 4th to May 11th across all major regions before a 20-day break. The final event takes place in Seoul on May 31st, a region that isn't usually a priority for Nintendo. As Thunderstash points out, the Nintendo Switch launched 9 months later in South Korea in December 2017. Nintendo could use this 20-day gap then to launch the Switch 2. The timing of the recently announced LEGO Mario Kart set is also suspicious. Nintendo is launching the set on May 15th, which is unusual for Nintendo and LEGO's collaborations. Other sets have launched at the beginning of the month and on the weekend, not midweek, which breaks LEGO's usual pattern. The same applies to the Nintendo store opening in San Francisco. Nintendo is opening its second official store in the US on, you guessed it, May 15th. The timing seems more than coincidental, and having a new console to sell to customers visiting and passing by the store makes sound business sense. Strengthening his prediction further, Thunderstash points out that around 383,000 Nintendo Switch 2 units have reportedly arrived in North America. It would be strange to send such a large amount of inventory so early if the Switch 2 was set to launch in June or September. Nintendo is adding its Donkey Kong Country attraction to Super Nintendo World on May 22nd. This gives the Nintendo Switch 2 plenty of breathing room if it launches on May 15th. It'll also let players enjoy the console in the newly open exhibit, creating the perfect press opportunity. We've already seen the Nintendo Switch 2, but we'll find out all the juicy details on April 2nd as part of a Nintendo Direct. It means the Switch 2 has had enough time to percolate in the minds of consumers and the media, so Nintendo may want to capitalize on that interest by launching the Switch 2 just over a month after its final reveal. It would be a similar strategy to Apple, which reveals the next iPhone and then launches its next generation of devices a few weeks later, while they're still fresh in the minds of buyers and capturing headlines in the media. If these predictions weren't enough to convince you of a May 15th release date for Nintendo Switch, a quick look at the upcoming PS5 and upcoming Xbox games shows there are currently no major releases to mention outside of Doom the Dark Ages. Any publisher with even the slightest amount of business acumen would want to avoid releasing their title during the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, that is, unless they have a port available for Nintendo's next system. Finally, Thunderstash concludes by stating that Nintendo will release its console ahead of Memorial Day weekend. A May 15th launch would get the Switch 2 into players' hands just as school breaks for summer. This means kids could take the system on road trips, flights, and vacations, giving Nintendo free PR once again. So what do you think? Are you convinced that the Nintendo Switch 2 release date will be May 15th? We'll soon know for sure as April 2nd is rapidly approaching. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon for notifications.